Hey there everyone, Captain BEARDZ here, bringing you another Langrisser mobile video. Let's get it. Alright guys, usually I stray away from anything to do with tier list and anything to do with picking out characters that I think are the best for the absolute best situations, but I did do a top 3 arena team and I decided, you know what, I should do a top 3 PVE teams, so teams that you can take into events, teams that you can take into the secret realm that you'll have major success with. So you know what guys, let's get into number 3, and I am going to make some honorable mentions at the end, and because this really boils down to factions, if I'm being honest with you guys. But right now, let's get into number 3. Alright, so number 3, it's funny that I'm on Leon here because his team is number 3, which is going to be the Empire Honors team, the Empire's Honor team. I feel like this is a solid team that consists of Bernhardt, Elwin, Leon and Altamuller, and also you can have tank support, so you can have Vargas. Sonya makes a good character. Hein is a strong mage. Lance, let's see who else. Amilda can be a very strong healer. Yes, she's a rune hog, but she can be a very powerful healer. Egghead is a great mage, and so on and so forth. So you got a lot of really good units here, and usually these units are very good for PvP, but I found that their combination and hard-hitting abilities alone make them very strong for the PvE scene. Now the problem with these guys is they actually don't carry an SSR healer in their miss, so that is a little bit of an issue, but that's a-okay because you can just throw on pretty much any SSR healer into the team, and these guys should be able to cover you because Varg being one of the best tanks in the game, just being able to jump in front of shots. Altamuller, you can also make him a tank. Elwin, you can also make him a tank. And same thing with your boy Bernhardt there. So yeah, so you got really powerful units here, and that is why I categorize them as the number 3 team for the top PvE teams. Now do note guys, before we continue this list, this is all my opinion, so don't take everything I say here to heart. Don't take everything with a grain of salt, because guess what, in a couple months this could easily change depending on new units coming out and all that other stuff. So number 2. Alright guys, so number 2, and you probably could have guessed it, you probably thought it was number 1, is of course the Legion of Glory team.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Now I have this at number 2 because if I'm going to be honest with you guys, I do not use this team. I'm not a fan of it. They play very passive unless you have your Sherry trained up. If you have Sherry trained up, then you can really get very aggressive with this team, and it's an absolute monstrous of a team. I'm going to tell you the combo here. The combo is Leiden has a tank, Elwin has a tank also, or another hard-hitting unit. Sherry has just a pure madness unit. She's just going to go in there and just kill and brutalize everything. And then you have your girl Liana here as your dedicated healer, and Chris. If you have that combo, you can almost take on anything in the game, if I'm being straight up real with you. Now taking this team into PvP is not such a great idea. I don't know, there's just something about it. Like when I fight other players and they're using this team in PvP, they don't do too well. I don't know, it's just the combo. But in the PvE scene, it's extremely hard to kill these units. Liana is a very powerful healer, and then Chris herself has very strong heals. On top of that, Chris can also hit very freaking hard, and I always say that Chris should be an SSR just because of how powerful she is. Now, you do have Matthew here, which is a great replacement for Elwin in the future when he becomes an SSR. So he does become an SSR, and if you do not have Elwin, Matthew is a very strong red that you can have. Al here, Ali, I'm just going to call her Ali from now on. Ali here is another strong healer too. Does take quite a bit of enchantments and equipment to make her really stand out, but great healer too. And then you got Jessica and Hein, which are strong teleportation units there, so do not count them out either. And all these other units guys are pretty great, but the combo here is definitely Leiden Elwyn, Sherry, Liana, and Chris. You have that team, you can do some serious work with them. So I take nothing from them, but like I said before, and I'll say it again, guys, this is my opinion, and this is what I take into PVE and my current team comps and what I love to run. So that's why Legion of Glory for me is number 2, and number 1, you guys will see, you'll be a little bit surprised by it, but it is what I'm taking into PvE at the current moment. So guys, let's get into number 1. Number 1, you guessed it, Dark Reincarnation. Just kidding. All right, number 1 is definitely the Princess Alliance team. You guys know since day 1 of this game, Princess Alliance has always been my favorite team. The versatility of these units and just the sheer awesomeness of them is just phenomenal, and I absolutely love this team. And as many new units has come out, and there has been quite a bit, I still can't change this team, and I still love this team. The Twin Power, which is going to be my Liana, my Lana, and my Shelfino and Angelina, is just my all-time favorite combo, and I love messing with those units. If I need an extra healer, I got Tiaras to choose. I got Chris as a heal / very strong DPS dealer. Sophia, another phenomenal healer, and I believe Anna too is also a healer. I'm not too sure on that. So then I got also mages here, Lifany, Lana. I got Narm is a great little ranger. So yeah, and then I got Luna has another ranger, our flyer, and then heavy hitting and hard hitting units, Angelina, Sherry, second strongest DPS in the game next to Leon, and arguably can actually beat out Leon depending on the situation. So yeah, guys, this team is freaking stacked, and honestly, there's really no wrong way to run these units. My current combo, like I said, is Liana, Lana, Shelfino, and Angelina. And then depending on my 5th, I could throw in a Leon in there just because. I could throw in Chris, I could throw in Tiaras, I could throw in Luna. And if I have my Sherry trained up, I can throw her in there. And that is just complete awesomeness and devastation. If I need a tank, Freya is a phenomenal freaking tank. For PvP, she really shines because of her barb products going off. For PvE, it's a little bit hard for her to shine because most bosses are immune to it. But when it comes to the little side units that, you know, get in your way before you can get to the boss, yes, Freya is going to butcher their souls with all of her barbs. So guys, my number 1 team, without a doubt, is definitely the Princess Alliance team. I love this team. I've loved this since day 1, and I think it's fantastic. Alright, so 2 honorable mentions. One is going to go out to the Origins of Light team, which my boy Juggler's on. Right, the Origins of Light team. The only reason why this was not in the top 3 is because this team is a great team. I think they could really shine in the PvP aspect. PvE, you could definitely shine too, but they just don't have that much of heavy hitters, if I'm being honest with you guys. If you train up your Juggler right and your Diehard and your Luna right, then yeah, you can be pretty heavy hitting too. But just I feel like the other teams have way more versatility. This team is going to heavily rely kind of on the SSRs. So Gerald and Lala, whatever, they're not good at all, if I'm being honest with you guys. I kept looking at their kit and kept thinking I could make it work, but honestly, they're not that great. So you're not even going to focus on them. Now, if you do have Juggler, you kind of really need Juggler, Diehard, and Tiaras to make this team work, if I'm being honest with you guys. You have to have Diehard or Juggler just because one of them carry the fusion power. And honestly, one of these two, or both of them together, will really make this team shine. Tiaras is kind of a necessary evil here unless you train up your Sophia heavily. You gotta really work on your Sophia, get her to heal very, very good, and then you won't really need Tiaras. So do understand that. Luna is a strong character, and if you do not have Sherry, you could take your Luna into the flying path, and she can be your Sherry for the Origins of Light team. Now, you also got Freya here, which I've said this before. Very, very powerful tank. And then you got your Samurais and your Assassin here. So, very good units too. So, all in all, this team is extremely solid. But I feel like they just were not worthy of the top 3, in my opinion. But they are a fantastic team, so I take nothing from it. Just really need to build them up And then the second honorable mention is going to go to, I was going to say the Meteor Strike team, but that would not be fair to you guys because I have yet to use this freaking team just because I do not have Zoraida. She is haunting my dreams right now, and I don't have her, so that's why I'm not going to even mention this team because it's just not fair to you guys because I can't use it. No, but the second team is actually going to be the new team actually, which is the Yellow Sledges. Now, Dark Reincarnation could have taken it, but Dark Reincarnation is pure PvP. I've come to terms with Dark Reincarnation is just not used for the PvE scene. You can use Dark Reincarnation for PvP. I mean PvE. Do not mistake in that. If you set up your cards right and stuff like that, Dark Reincarnation can be very powerful for the PvE scene. But unless you have Bozel, you can't run this team, so it gets a little bit difficult. And also, you kind of really need all these SSRs to really make this team shine, if I'm being honest with you guys. The Lista, Lana, and Bozel combo makes this team shine a lot. So right now, the second honorable mention definitely goes to the Yellow Legends. These guys, you can take them to PvE. They're the new team on the block, and they all are SSRs. So that's why it's really hard to run them. But together, and with the leader being Landis here, it can be a very devastating combo here. Shelfino being a nice little AoE mage unit, and then you have your girl Listel here, which is pretty much a nuker. That's really what she is. She's just a damn nuker. You're gonna have all your units do their damage. Listel's gonna come in and just clean up. Angelina is just a normal heavy hitter. If you do have Rachel, she's a very powerful mage. Landius will jump in front of anything. He is a walking, not even a walking, I can't even say walking. Landius is a running tank. He is literally a running tank. And then of course you got Lanford, which is another solid unit. If you have Landius, take Lanford down the red path and you can do some crazy work with this team, guys. So I take nothing from the Yellow Legends. I think they're a very strong PvE team. I do think they shine way more in PvP, but they are another honorable mention for me for the PvE scene. So top three again, which is going to be Empire Honors, then it's going to be the Legion of Glory, and then number one, Princess Faction team. Anyways, guys, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like I said, I don't really like doing the tier list videos, but I had to do it for you guys because I know some of you guys have been asking for it. But other than that, guys, as always, stay positive. You're awesome. Peace out.